Mirrors have always known something we didn't. Across every culture, thousands of years of history have had us looking into polished glass, still waters, brandished bronze, and felt it. That particular unease, the sense of things looking back at you that are not quite what they should, not quite you, or even more maybe. I'm Heather, Salter-Purves. I am a dark, sapphic fantasy and folklore author, and welcome to Folklore Fridays, where I'm going to go through old stories that we don't always come back to the same ones. Today we're going to be talking about mirrors, the folklore, the fear, the soul trapping and threshold of magic. And by the end of this, I promise you will never look at your reflection in quite the same way. So why mirrors have always felt wrong? Here's the thing about mirrors. They're uncanny in their original sense of the word, unhomely, familiar and deeply strange all at the same time. You can watch a child or even an animal see its reflection and become perplexed. Your reflection moves when you move. It mimics you perfectly, but it's reversed. It always is slightly wrong. Something of ancient human brain has known this. Before reflective glass, we knew it as people saw themselves in still waters, in polished obsidian, in bronze. In almost every culture, they have left records. They decided that the images they saw weren't just images, but fragments or pieces of you. The soul, the double, the part of you that perceived after death. And if your reflection was a part of your soul, then mirrors aren't just surfaces, they're containers. And containers, once filled, can hold things. And that's where folklore can begin. So in the ancient world, souls in glass. In ancient Greece, the reflection was understood to be the eidono, the word that gives us to the word of idol and idea. Its image soul, its shadow self, not part of you that you have felt, but part of you of that what could be seen. Seeing things in the Greek cosmos had power. That's why Narcissus didn't just admire his reflection. He wasted away. He was trapped by it. The myth is about the danger of the image soul, turning back on itself, of the person becoming so ensnared by their own reflection that nothing else around them matters. The Romans took this further. They believed that the soul resided in the reflected image, which is where we got this superstition that still lives in our day. A broken mirror is 7 years bad luck. Why 7? Because Romans believed the body renewed itself every 7 years. Break the reflection soul and you have to wait a whole cycle for it to heal fully. Mirrors don't just show you, mirrors hold you. If the mirror breaks, something breaks within it. We then can go to the Slavic myth of covering the dead. If you've ever been to the traditional funerals in Eastern Europe or the communities of Slavic nations and heritage, you might have seen every mirror in the household is covered with cloth. This can go across multiple different cultures. The explanation varies slightly between religions and families, but the core belief is consistent across all. That when someone dies, their soul lingers in the house before departing. A soul, an untethered form from its body, will seek its reflection. It wants to see itself, to confirm that it still exists. But a soul caught in a mirror can never truly leave. It becomes trapped in the glass, watching the living, unable to pass on. So you cover the mirrors, you take away the surfaces that might be caught within it. You give the soul a clear path out of the home, and whatever comes next, there's something more tender to that. The care covering every mirror, acknowledging that soul needs to be protected from itself, from that need to see and to know it still exists. But that's where the terror is. The implication that mirrors left uncovered would be full, that they would look into an old mirror and see something there from long ago waiting. So mirrors, divination and the threshold across multiple cultures, Celtic Britain, Appalachia, America, and parts of West Africa, medieval Europe. Mirrors were used for divination, for seeing what wasn't present, for crossing the small ways between into other layers of reality. Catoptromancy is mirror scrying. You've probably heard of a version of it, or even you don't know its formal name. The idea of Bloody Mary. Stand in a darkened bathroom, candle lit, say her name 3 times into the glass, and something will look back. That ritual is really old, it's widespread, it has different names and different faces. It's not just a slumber party game. A dead woman, a witch, a queen, even a goddess. But they're all the same structure. The darkness, the flame, the repetition, the threshold. The moment you were inviting something through. Because that's what mirrors are in folklore. They're not windows. They're not even doors exactly. They're thresholds. There are spaces where one reality touches another. Japanese tradition is perhaps the most explicit about this. The Yata no Kagami was one of 3 treasures of Imperial Japan. It was a sacred bronze mirror. It was a divine object. It was understood not merely to be a vessel to the goddess of Amethyst herself. The mirror doesn't perceive the divinity, it contains it. The mirror holds the goddess. The mirror is a threshold through which the divine can be approached. Across cultures, again and again, the message is just the same. Be careful what you look for in the glass. Because mirrors, unlike windows, look back. So that's exactly the kind of folklore that I like to write. The threshold idea. A trapped soul, an entity in the glass that has been there longer than you have. My reader magnet is a short story about a woman, a gothic asylum, a mirror, and what she does behind the glass. You can find it in the link below, and that way you also join my newsletter. If any of this has resonated today, go get the story. It's dark, it's atmospheric, it's in second point of view. So it puts you right in the room. So I would love for you, if you want to see more of this folklore content, then subscribe, because every week I'll be back with a new Folklore Friday. I'll send you and if you hit that notification bell, you'll come back and have it. If you have a mirror folklore of your own family or cultural, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments. And we're just beginning. And until next time, let's let our love bloom in the dark. I'll see you around.